Good evening and salutations, my GH fans. So, I know I wasn't supposed to do a review today, but I was actually scheduled to go down to MEPS to process for the Navy, but the MEPS was like, hey, listen, we gotta go over your history of your medical history, before we can fully process you. But the one good thing that I think, well, there's actually two. And I'll get to the review in a minute, which one good thing so far is that, well, I wasn't really feeling good today. I'm probably going to be blowing my nose a lot, and I apologize for that, but, yeah, I wasn't really feeling too good today, and I know with MEPS, they can turn, like, a hangnail or whatever into something much bigger than what it is, when it's just simply maybe just a cold. But MEPS being MEPS, probably won't see it that way. So the fact that they said that we need to pause to look at your medical history, I'm like, you know what? As annoyed as I am about that, I'm also just like, yeah, I wasn't really feeling too good to begin with, so yeah, that's kind of a good thing. And number two, whatever it is, it wasn't the major thing that was actually holding me back because they already cleared me for that. So it's probably something else, and it probably has something to do with my blood pressure. But that could be managed and worked on with like a diet and stuff like that. So I'm probably more annoyed at just being sick than anything else and the whole MEPS thing. So anyway, let's get to this review. I'm going to try to blow my nose off camera, and I'm sorry for the people who watch my days that I blew on camera, but anyway. Anyway, I thought about pausing it, but I'm probably going to be blowing my nose way too many times. So this episode, I think at this point, I think everyone knows how I feel about this Mike storyline. Now, with that being said, I can see the beauty and the sadness and the touching moments and the pretty much going for the this is up kind of vibe in this episode. For me personally, and I'm trying not going to get too deep into this because then, waterworks and everything, but, it was kind of torturous to watch some of these scenes, and I'm going to be honest with you, after the first 20-something minutes or 15 minutes, I had to kind of fast forward through. I couldn't sit there, I couldn't watch it anymore because, that didn't happen to me, but something similar happened, and I couldn't do it. I just couldn't do it. So that was just I won't sit there and say my issue with it, because it's probably more of an issue with me than the issue with the show and how they're portraying it. But I just couldn't sit through it. And number two, okay, so everyone is there. This is a Mike-centric storyline. No one else is there, and to an extent, I'm like, you know what, listen, it's really nice that they are just focusing on him. They're saying their goodbyes. He's a big character. He's been part of the storyline. He's been a part of the show, like his character, before I've been watching it, which was like in the early 90s, or probably 80s maybe. So I think it's really cool that they are actually giving him his proper time, and his proper time and everything like that, just as far as, giving this guy his last hurrah. And I think that's cool, and I think that's beautiful. But, well, spoiler alert, he didn't pass in this episode. So this whole episode, I don't want to sit there and say it was pointless, but this is just really... Oh, what I was going to sit there and say before. This kind of gives you, or for me personally, this imbalance in the show. is that they really favor Sunny and Corinthos more than the other characters. And I get it. They are popular, they're the most popular people, they probably bring in the most ratings, but, I mean, I don't know, I felt like that for a while, and I know it can't just be me. And I'm not sitting there saying that, like I love Sunny, and I love Jason, I love their characters, but, like, people love other characters, too, and I feel like they don't nearly get the spotlight that, Sunny and his family does. And again, also, yeah, everyone was there, even Brando. Brando was there, Stella was there, and they did this whole thing, this whole hour that was dedicated to him. And I'm like, alright, you know what, listen, I'll fast forward, I'll watch the last 5 minutes. It's gonna be sad, it's gonna be hard, but let's just get through it. And then nothing happens. Nothing happens. Literally, nothing happens. And I'm just like, when it was over, I was like, Are you serious? Like, really? And I'm not sitting there trying to sound sensitive, like, and it's interesting because Michael, from the little bit that I heard, Michael was like, listen, I kind of just want this to be over here, fam. You know, not in like, I just want him to be gone, but I don't want to sit there and have him sit there and suffer through this pain, and I mean, I kind of felt the same way, sort of, but more just like, this needs to be done. I feel like the people that are watching this, the people that have been affected through this, has to sit there and sit through, you know, I'll honestly tell you, I'm not gonna lie, I lost count at 7. But so many days of this guy going to the edge and then be like, alright, well, the next time when you're in the hospital, it's like, no, why don't we just finish, Jesus Christ, what are we doing? So that's how I felt, literally, when this episode ended. I was like, are you kidding me? So, yeah, they didn't end it, and tomorrow is going to be, well, it's going to be Sunny's, but it's going to be everyone else. And I'm not going to lie, I'm kind of wondering why they did literally just a, Sunny, Corinthos, or Mike-centric storyline. I'm not going to eat on camera. But I'm going to drink on camera. I don't understand why they just chose to do a centric story on Mike if he wasn't going to actually do his last goodbyes. I felt like as I was watching it, I was like, is this sort of like clickbait or something? Because literally I'm sitting there watching this like, alright, this is going to be really sad, and then nothing happens. And then they're going to show it tomorrow, but they're going to put everyone else in there. So I'm like, what's the point of this episode then? I mean, I know there was a point to this episode, but to some extent, but still to another, they could have did all this and put everyone else in there. There was really no rhyme or reason why they had to pretty much kick everyone else off just to do this if it didn't really go anywhere. This review isn't going to be that long, and as I'm sitting there thinking about this, I'm probably going to write this in the description box, but Brock TV, I watch his channel sometimes still, and, you know, he gives really good, interesting perspectives on these characters and stuff like that, and I'm kind of like, first of all, I'm not going to lie, I almost kind of didn't want to actually do this review today, because I didn't want to sit there and complain because this was a Mike-centric episode. But I did actually have, and in the beginning I was like, I don't really have much to say. But then the more I watched it, the more I was like, yeah, I have something to say. It's not really going to be positive. But then I also was like, you know what? Maybe people should watch Brock TV's version today. Because, one, his is probably going to be a lot more lighthearted than mine's. One second. One, his episode is going to be more lighthearted than mine's. He's probably going to give you a much more upbeat, somber, and interesting perspective than mine's. And two, well, let's be honest. I'm not really feeling my best. And you know when you're not feeling your best, the things that kind of annoy you normally just kind of just well, they just dial up to 11. That's kind of how I felt today when I was watching this episode. I was just like, there was some parts that was annoying me, but I honestly tell you the truth, I think moreover, I didn't feel like crying. Let's just be honest. I just did not feel like crying. And I know this episode was going to probably just, and it wasn't the day for it. You know, with the whole MEPS thing not happening and me feeling like crap, I was like, no, not doing it. Just, no, just no. I'm good. So I was like, you know what? Maybe people should watch Brock TV's, episode. And of course, you know, I want people to watch his thing, you know, his channel also, because one, I watch his channel, and two, you know, I'm not a dick, but really more, you know, there's not really a lot of people that actually do soap opera reviews and stuff, and I feel like there's not a lot of guys that do soap opera reviews besides me, him, and I think one other person. So I definitely want people to support all these channels. And this guy has been doing this for a while. He has the whole talking points to a science. So, you know, I'm not really sitting there trying to be like, oh, you know, like, go to his channel or whatever. But, I mean, the dude has some really valid opinions. And sometimes his opinions kind of make me rethink how I look at certain characters. And I think that's the fun part about doing these reviews, you know, rather it's Bold and Beautiful, rather it's Days, whatever, you know, because we're always looking at characters, we're always looking at, honestly, to tell you the truth, at this point, this episode, again, didn't really go anywhere, so, this kind of rocked me for a minute. The reason why I kind of like doing these reviews and stuff like that is because, me personally, I like talking about drama, but I also like talking about why people do the things that they do, the funny stuff, the boring stuff, well, not really the boring stuff, but the interesting stuff, you know, why they're doing what they're doing. Why is it so dumb? Why is it so great? You know, it's really fun to do these type of reviews. And I know lately, I'm not going to lie, I've been kind of, not slacking on purpose, but just like, my reviews have been coming out late as hell. And I want to apologize for that. Because Monday's usually my long day, but Tuesday, I got caught up doing some stuff, and it just spiraled out of control. And next thing I know, it's 8 and 9 o'clock, and I'm like, oh crap, I got some reviews to do. So I want to really want to be thankful for the people that have been still watching my channel or watch my reviews, and just being positive about this whole military process, and just, you know, understanding that sometimes my reviews come out late because either work or MEPS or the process or whatever. And anyway, I feel like this is more of a ramble than a review, but I really couldn't help it because nothing really happened, and I mean, unless I literally sit there and talk about verbatim of what people actually said, which is not really a review, it's just, I don't know what that is, but it's not a review. That's really all that happened, which was a solid nothing. But anyway, I'm gonna go. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Sorry for my voice and the sneezing. I mean, the blowing of my nose, and probably the more somber tone than, well, not to say I'm always upbeat or like more like flat or whatever, but like, I just felt like this episode didn't really do much for me. And what it did do was probably just make me sad, which is, like, I don't know. I'm thinking about doing reviews on This Is Us, and that show is just a whole different beast on its own. And I'll be honest, if I was to do that and try to do a review, I probably couldn't get through most of those reviews, at least in the first season, without crying. But yeah, that's actually going to do it. Thanks for listening to me ramble, because I did more rambling than review, but one, there really wasn't that much to talk about because nothing happened, and two, nothing really happened. So anyway, let me know what you think in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for rocking with me and supporting me, and just, yeah, I really appreciate it. So thank you. I will catch you in tomorrow's review of GH, and then I don't know what's going on for days as far as moving forward, because Cablevision likes to be dumb. It doesn't like to let me fast forward ahead to see what is what, but GH is on, so I'm going to be reviewing that. Anyway, that's it. Have a good day, good night, be safe, I'll catch you in the next review.